Tesla's $243 million autopilot verdict. What went wrong? Full breakdown. Imagine a world where advanced technology was supposed to make our lives safer, but instead, it led to tragedy. That's exactly what happened in a recent case involving Tesla's autopilot system. A Miami jury has handed down a significant verdict that not only holds Tesla accountable, but also highlights a critical issue in the push for fully autonomous vehicles. In a landmark decision, the jury awarded $243 million in damages to the family of Benavides Leon, who was killed in a 2019 crash involving Tesla's autopilot feature. This ruling is particularly noteworthy because it marks a departure from Tesla's usual stance of blaming human error in similar incidents. The verdict suggests that there might be more to consider when it comes to the safety and reliability of automated driving technologies. The case, known as Benavides v. Tesla, took an unusual turn when the driver admitted to being at fault. He had been speeding through a stop sign while searching for a dropped cell phone, tragically causing the accident that claimed Nabel's life and left her boyfriend severely injured. Despite acknowledging his mistake, the jury decided that the driver was only responsible for 2/3 of the blame. The remaining 1/3 was attributed to Tesla, reflecting concerns about the system's performance and oversight. This verdict carries significant implications. Tesla is required to pay approximately $43 million in compensatory damages to the victims and a staggering $200 million in punitive damages. These financial penalties are not just a matter of compensation. They serve as a wake-up call for the automotive industry, emphasizing the need for rigorous testing and accountability in developing advanced driver assistance systems. But here's where it gets controversial. Some argue that placing even partial blame on Tesla could set a dangerous precedent, potentially stifling innovation in self-driving technology. Others believe that stringent legal standards are necessary to ensure that safety remains the top priority in the development of such systems. What do you think? Should manufacturers be held more accountable for the performance of their autonomous features? Or does this verdict risk slowing down progress in a field that has the potential to save countless lives? And this is the part most people miss. The case underscores the importance of a balanced approach to automation. While technology can offer incredible benefits, it's crucial to recognize the limitations and ensure that human judgment remains a vital component in critical situations. As we continue to integrate advanced systems into our vehicles, it's essential to strike a balance between innovation and safety. Tesla's deception, how they withheld data in fatal autopilot crash. Imagine a scenario where a major automaker is accused of hiding crucial information to evade responsibility for a tragic accident involving its advanced driving technology. This is precisely what transpired with Tesla, which has been accused of concealing data, providing false information, and misleading law enforcement and plaintiffs in a wrongful death lawsuit related to its autopilot feature. The implications of this case are significant, raising questions about accountability in the rapidly evolving world of autonomous vehicles. Recently, a jury determined that Tesla bore partial responsibility for a fatal incident involving its autopilot system. For a detailed breakdown of the case and the verdict, you can refer to my previous article and video. However, new insights from the trial transcripts reveal that Tesla's actions were not just questionable. They were downright deceptive in their efforts to shift the blame entirely onto the driver. The automaker is accused of deliberately withholding vital evidence that could have clarified how autopilot functioned during the crash. Specifically, Tesla failed to disclose a critical collision snapshot, a comprehensive data package that includes video footage, CAN bus streams, and event data recorder (EDR) information, uploaded to its servers just minutes after the accident. This snapshot was deleted from the vehicle, leaving Tesla as the sole custodian of this crucial information. The struggle to compel Tesla to acknowledge the existence of this data has been protracted and arduous. Law enforcement officials made numerous attempts to obtain the collision snapshot, but Tesla led them on a convoluted path of misdirection and falsehoods that lasted for years. Here's a chronological overview of the events based on the trial evidence. 1. April 25, 2019, the crash and immediate data upload. Approximately 3 minutes after the crash, the Model S sent a collision snapshot to Tesla's servers, which included various data streams. This fact was only revealed later through forensic analysis of the vehicle's onboard computer. The plaintiffs engaged Alan Moore, a mechanical engineer specializing in accident reconstruction, who confirmed that Tesla had this data all along but had unlinked it from the vehicle. Despite this, Tesla denied the existence of the data when the plaintiffs sought it. 2. May 23, 2019, manipulation of evidence requests. Corporal Rizzo, a homicide investigator with the Florida Highway Patrol, reached out to Tesla for telemetry data to assist in reconstructing the crash. Tesla's attorney, Ryan McCarthy, misled Rizzo into believing that a formal subpoena was unnecessary and provided him with a letter that intentionally omitted the request for the collision snapshot. Instead, Tesla supplied irrelevant infotainment data, failing to mention that it had the crash data for over a month. 3. June 2019, a deceptive cooperation. When the police attempted to collect data directly from the Autopilot computer, Tesla's actions became even more dubious. Rizzo removed the necessary components from the vehicle and sought guidance from Tesla on how to extract the data. Tesla arranged a meeting with a technician, but instead of providing the data, the technician claimed it was corrupted. Years later, forensic analysis revealed that the data was indeed accessible at that time. 4. 2019 to 2024. Continuous denials and obstruction. Throughout the investigation and subsequent legal proceedings, Tesla consistently failed to disclose that it had the data explaining how Autopilot perceived the crash. The facts are stark. Tesla had the data almost immediately after the crash, misled authorities about its availability, and falsely claimed it was corrupted when asked to extract it from the computer. 5. Late 2024, court orders data access. By late 2024, the court permitted the plaintiffs to have a third-party expert access the Autopilot ECU to retrieve the data that Tesla had previously claimed was corrupted. The forensic engineers successfully created a complete copy of the data, revealing that all the information was intact, contrary to Tesla's assertions. 6. February-March 2025, discovery of critical data. The forensic analysis uncovered a wealth of information that was far more useful than what Tesla had provided. This included metadata for the snapshot collision airbag deployment.tar file, which contained essential details about the crash. 7. May 2025, subpoena logs confirmed Tesla's misconduct. Armed with newfound metadata, the plaintiffs subpoenaed Tesla's server logs. Faced with the threat of sanctions, Tesla finally produced the untouched tar file, confirming that it had stored the data since shortly after the crash. This revelation indicated that Tesla had utilized the data for its internal analysis of the incident, but had not shared it with law enforcement or the victim's family. 8. July 2025 trial, evidence presented to the jury. The jury was ultimately presented with clear evidence of Tesla's attempts to conceal data regarding the crash. The recovered data indicated that Autopilot was active, that the vehicle was under auto-steer control, and that there were no manual interventions from the driver. Alarmingly, there was no record of a takeover immediately alert, despite the vehicle approaching a T-intersection with a stationary car ahead. This raised serious concerns about Tesla's failure to implement necessary safeguards, despite prior warnings from the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB. While the driver admitted to being distracted and not using Autopilot correctly, the plaintiffs aimed to highlight Tesla's role in enabling such misuse of the system. They argued that if Tesla had implemented better geofencing and driver monitoring, the driver would not have been able to engage Autopilot inappropriately, potentially preventing the crash. In conclusion, while the driver bears significant responsibility for the accident, Tesla's actions in this case cannot be overlooked. The jury's decision to assign 33% of the blame to Tesla reflects a fair assessment of the situation, considering the automaker's failure to prevent misuse of its technology and its attempts to obscure critical evidence. As we reflect on this case, it's essential to consider the broader implications for the future of autonomous vehicles. How can we ensure that companies are held accountable for the safety of their technologies? What measures should be in place to protect consumers and prevent tragedies like this from occurring in the future? I invite you to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below.